Welcome back, engineers. After what feels like months of preparation, the ship is finally ready. Fuel loaded, cargo secured, calculations mostly correct. Today, the lazy engineer leaves Nauvis behind. Bound for Vulcanus, a molten world rich in tungsten and poor in forgiveness. The mission? Establish a foothold, build a foundry, and begin metallurgic science. Simple, in theory. I probably should have packed the pump jacks. Well, nothing I can do about that now. Follow along and welcome to episode 11.
Alright, so we got our ship loaded. Everything's done. I'm just working on projectile damage because I might have to use projectiles where we're going. I'll let this planet do that for a little bit. And we are off to Vulcanus. Now, to get on this ship, I have to unload everything I have on me. So I'm going to turn off all my logistics. And then dump all this stuff, these boxes. Including, by the way, my ammo. But I can go up with what's on my person, my weapons and my suit. Grid stuff can stay, but everything else has to be gone. Now, before I do that, I was gonna put some modules in this last box. I shouldn't. Okay. I'm gonna upgrade these guys. There we go. Alright. We get to do that, and then we'll put these away. Alright. I should be ready to go to the ship. Travel to space platform. So I'm going to save it right here. 2.6.1. And we're going to travel to our transport. Yeah. Hey, I am on the ship now. Tell that because get yourself in there, right? The ship is fully loaded. We've got full ammo, full fuel. All my gear that I'm taking with me is there. So, yeah, let's go. I just need to hit go. Go. Now we are traveling. Hopefully, well, this ship should be up for this trip. There we go. And breaking up asteroids. One of the reasons I was researching projectile damage, because I need these things to break up easily. Alright, we're most of the way there, over halfway now. Okay, we have arrived. I've got my landing pad on here, I hope. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, didn't use up all of our fuel, but quite a bit of it. So we're just going to turn this off, because obviously we're not going anywhere. Park this ship in orbit. Now notice we still got these asteroids out here, so this thing has to be capable of making enough ammo to sit here and protect itself. Because if any of these contact the ship, they will do damage. These little guys that they break up into, that's fine. That's the parts we need to make things with, but these big guys, they hurt you. And if it gets to this core, the ship's dead. I mean, yeah. If it starts beating this up, it's pretty much dead anyway. So, it is what it is. Okay, but we made it. So, I'm going to drop to the planet. And I guess we'll start that eventually. Here we are. Yeehaw. So we got some coal down here. I have not looked at this planet. Oh, there's some sulfuric acid yet up here. That's good. That's all I see. Grassland trees. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I need to get my landing pad down, so go up to our ship and we tell it, send me the landing pad, where to go. There it is. Comes my landing pad. And I've tested this before. It doesn't matter where you're at on the planet. It's always going to come down right next to where you initially landed. So you might as well just grab it. There you go. And then we put it down somewhere, right? So there's my sulfur. Well, you know what I forgot to bring was pump jacks. Oh my god. How bad of me. Okay. Yeah. Send the ship back for pump jacks now. Just look around a little bit though. Okay, so here's some territory. You don't want to wander in here just yet. This is where those massive worms are at, and they will rip you up. So stay out of their territory. Unless you really want to upset them. Otherwise, you're fine. You can wander around all you want. I guess I'll just uncover my initial territory. There's the sea. Okay, good. There's some calcite. That looks like my starting area. So you're telling me I've got I've got calcite, I've got coal, I got acid, but I have no tungsten. That's not nice. Maybe over here? Mm-hmm. Well, that's not very nice. No tungsten. That's what that is. Okay. So, everything that's in red, we don't go into yet. Or we die. And I don't even see tungsten in there. I guess I need to get a radar built here at some point. So a good spot to build, I guess we're going to be using these lava things right here for our lava source. So let's just build over here, I guess, kind of where we came down at. I'll just do it right here in the middle. All right. This is where we start, right there. Okay, so from there, we need to bring down our landing supplies. Now I need to turn on my personal logistics again. As soon as my bots get here, I need to pick those up. Oh, and I guess we should send down the cargo bays so I can expand it. Cargo bays, where are those at? Cargo bays, there we go. Send those down. Where are my cargo bays? There they are. Okay. I'll add those to it. Alright, that'll give us some inventory space. Alright. Alright, so let's get some power going here. A little bit of power. Luckily, I think we got 150% power or some craziness like that here. But we'll do it on this side because you can't hook anything up to it here. So. Okay. Hook up one of these guys right here. All of our resisted spots in it. And it'll start populating me. Alright. That's plus 300%. Wow. Day-night cycle is different here, it looks like. Okay, cool. Alright, well that gets us started. Now, unfortunately, is everything unloaded? Looks like it. Screwed up, and I did not put pump jacks on here. Now, loaded, so I guess I could send it back. Have it pick up pump jacks. Probably funny, right? Let's see, how many do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 spots that we can get to initially. Oh, and we didn't bring any mining drills, did we? I don't believe so. Derp. Any. Okay. Nope. Well, let's go ahead and send this stuff down. We don't need it on the rocket now. Okay. Yeah, I guess we could send these down and it can just come back and get ships. It'll get ship supplies when it gets back. So, alright. That's fine. Then we're gonna have to pick up pump jacks and mining drills. $50 should be enough to get started, right? Alright, so 50 of those, 20 of those. Can't think of anything. Don't need to pick up more of these, so that's fine. We just need this stuff. Yeah. Everything else is down, right? Got it all here. Yep, it's all here. So we'll send it back home. Back. Okay, so on the way, on the way. And it's got to refuel, but okay. So I guess we'll take that stipulation off, and whenever it's ready to go, it'll come back. There we go. Pump jacks, mining drills. Yeah, that's all. I mean, I almost hate to send it back with only that on it, but whatever. I mean, good enough. That's all I needed, though. I believe. I don't know. While it's refueling, let's take a look around here. So, alright, so that just learned me tungsten carbide research. Too bad there's no tungsten carbide around that I can see. There's calcite. No tungsten carbide. So they're basically gonna force me to fight a worm to find what I need. But before we go there, I need to hit this sulfuric acid, this calcite, and that coal, and get some power started off of that. I mean, I have some basic power, but it ain't much. It ain't gonna last long. Oh, that is a short nighttime, you know what? Damn. Okay. So we'll just clear some ground here. That's what we can pick up. What the hell was that? Careful not to intrude on our friendly neighborhood worm. Well, I got tungsten ore, some. Just can't mine it yet, because who knows where the hell that's at. If I just break a bot, yeah, they're all good. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. Well, let's put all that stuff in the box in here. Yeah. Alright, how's our ship doing? Almost refueled. Alright, so what did I learn as a result of that? So I learned how to make carbon from coal and sulfuric acid. I learned how to make tungsten carbide from tungsten ore. Okay. And what else do I need to do here? And I need to get some calcite. Let me make steam, right? Well, you have calcite right over here. I'm just gonna mine some by hand. See if that updates me. There we go. So that unlocked steam to water and calcite plus sulfuric acid to steam. And coal liquefaction, which is pretty cool. Okay. I mean, I guess I could go ahead and start building the rocket silo, but I don't really need to yet. Alright, how's our ship doing? Almost ready. Just about to take off. Alright, here it comes. One calcite. Woohoo! Okay, so in the interest of getting our calcite started, I guess what I'll do is build a little bit of a solar plant, and we can take that down later. Okay, so what does that do for us? 20 megawatts? Yeah, that should be enough to do something. And then how much? Okay, so we're gonna have to set up some mining right away. So let's go ahead and turn that out here. It's back yet? Yes. Alright, so we'll turn it off. this stuff down. Pump jacks down. So, I guess we'll do power right here. Whatever. We'll store it right here. Alright. Tanks. Okay. So, how much of that power am I using? Not much. Wow. I wonder if I can just eliminate half of these. Seems like it. Yep. It does. Wow. Solar energy here is amazing. Seems like it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to try to use this to make power. So, what do I need to do that? I want to make steam. I need calcite, so I actually have to mine some calcite. My calcite is over here. We're just going to stick down enough mining drills to say we did it. Alright, we need to bring that back to where? We're going to do that. We have to have this in a chemical plant. Uric acid and calcite in a chemical plant. Okay. Let's set that up first. Let's do it over here. Let's see. We can probably do it right here. In fact, do it right there. And my turbines. If that's going to make steam, we probably want to do So I guess the thing is you need a little bit of power to get this thing started. But after that, so what do we put in? We just put acid in. Okay. Acid in. Unlimited acid, apparently. And put one of these in here. And it just needs calcite, right? So now, if I was to split this out a little wider, work, it works. I gotta get it up there. I assume an undergrounder will work there. And power up there. And at that point, we don't even need all of this. Probably get rid of that. Enough to boot it, right? No? It should. I guess it doesn't need it. That's interesting. There it goes. Okay, yeah, it shut down because it was nighttime. Or, yeah, and the solar cut out briefly. Okay. Yeah. Now, I don't know how much it'll drive, but in theory, that's all we needed. Yeah, I don't even need it. Now that it's running. Oh, running. That's interesting. Heck, I'm gonna say we don't even need that, really. Well, let's smelt up some of this ore and stuff, then I'll have at least copper and things. Yeah. I mean, I did bring those electric furnaces with me, so what the hell? Where are those at? Electric furnaces. Yeah. Temporary thing here. We'll convert that stuff. Electric furnace. Okay. 2 of those. Guess we'll do copper ore. Yeah, that's a lot of power. So these can each do 5.8 megawatts. That's a 69.6 megawatt generator right there. Wow. Whoa. Not bad. Now, I don't know if it can run wide open like that, but that's only 2. I'm gonna put I mean, it's instantly full. Holy crap. Damn, that's a lot of steam. Now, how much steam does it take? 200. Wow. Well, that's a lot. For almost nothing. Okay, well, let's move these over here. That's all I have? Yeah, that's all 20 of them. Damn. That's 116 megawatts. Not bad. That should be plenty to get started with. Okay, I'm starting to make copper, so let's go ahead and stick this stuff out here, because it seems like we have plenty of power. No problem. Yeah, 116 megawatts, damn. I mean, I don't even need solar now. I needed solar to boot it, but once it's running, as long as it's got calcite, it should just run, right? This stuff's full. It's like, holy crap. Right? Is it really that good? It really is. Holy crap. That's insane. I mean, it's barely using any steam right now. Holy. It's like almost nothing. Free. Almost free. Close to free. Alright, well, at any rate. So that's already building to there. I want to build that out at some point. Still in my zone, right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, we almost don't even need this belt here. It's so efficient. That's insane. In fact, I'm gonna get rid of that and just stick a logistic spot on it because you don't need anything else. Might as well use the belts for something else. Wow. That's insanely efficient. Off of that little bit, I mean, it hasn't moved at all. So I'm just going to fill a chest with it and request it down here. There you go. Let's see, that's 50, so that's 2K. We'll do 2K of calcite. Why not? You guys work on that. As it barely moves the needle. Okay, I mean, it might move the needle when I start hooking other stuff up, but right now, it ain't moving it at all. That's all we had, huh? Okay. Sure. What else is next? Make some tungsten carbide. Okay. How do I make tungsten carbide? Carbon, tungsten ore, and sulfuric acid. Somewhere. Okay. So I guess we can do. I mean, that is insane. It hasn't even moved. I have no other source of power running here. Yeah. We'll see once I start pulling down on it, but right now it's pretty impressive. All the copper? So I got copper out of what? Where did I get copper at? I'm not even sure. There's something here. Okay, well that said, I probably need a discard area. Let's go ahead and... Alright, here it goes. Well, I just need to do it to get the update, and then we can go from there. So, I need a factory. I needed to make tungsten carbide. sulfuric acid into it. Box to go in. Oops. Out. And I guess more of these. I have a whole lot of these, so I need to be careful with that. That'll work. Oh, we'll just set the recipe. Read ingredients. There we go. Okay, so I just learned that. Foundry researched. Yeah, we just unlocked all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah. Okay, so all these recipes just unlocked. Foundry itself unlocked. Wait. Lubricant. Alright, so making the foundry. We need to make steel. We need green circuits. 30 green circuits, huh? Well, let's switch this over. So cement is going to need water. Alright, and we can get water from steam, which we have plenty of, apparently. So we should do that. Chemical plant. Okay. I mean, that seems to be more than enough, but hey, what the hell? Let's do one more. Doesn't even need a fast arm. Okay. Calcite. There we go. Need some of this. Go. And that just made 10,000 steam. Okay, and then to make the other, the water, take the steam, turn it into water. Okay. In a chemical. Steam into water. Stick that thing. It seems to fill up pretty quick. Okay. That's insane that 4 little miners can run the entire system for this. I haven't even seen it use one of these yet. Yeah, each one of these is only finished, it's only cycled 6 times. Holy crap. That's amazing. Seems overpowered to me, but whatever. Alright, so now we got water. So, why were we making water? We were making that to make... gives me concrete. Alright, and then concrete is iron ore, stone brick, and water. Well, that's a problem. I just used all my iron ore. Well, let's dump my iron. And I've got some iron here. I mean, see, here I go using my rocket parts. Let's turn my disposables off for a moment. Pick all this stuff up. Okay. Clear the requests on here. Alright, so then we need stone bricks. So we've got, well, we've got concrete here. Let's just make some refined concrete. Iron sticks, steel plates. We got steel plates. We just need some iron sticks. So I guess we should just put a thing together to make a foundry. But then I need lubricant to make it. So lubricant, how can I get lubricant? And lubricant, how can I get lubricant? There's biolubricant, heavy oil, right? How can I get heavy oil? Coal, calcite, and sulfuric acid. Okay, so I need to get some coal. And I had coal over here, right? Yeah. Because I'm standing in it. Yeah, sure enough. Okay. Wow. Barely see it. Okay. I guess so. Okay. Okay, there's coal. And I need to get heavy oil out of it. So that's coal, calcite, sulfuric acid, and an oil refinery. Okay, so there's some heavy oil. I don't know that we need 2 of these. What's the purpose of this again? So I can make lubricant, right? I just need to make a foundry so I can get started. Okay, lubricant. Lubricant. Okay, there it is. And that uses a little more calcite, or that uses more coal, what that is. Whatever. Okay, this isn't permanent anyway. There we go. It's making one. And this should give me some kind of update, right? Make a thing. Did that. Okay, so mining drill is now possible. And it takes molten iron. Actually requires molten iron. Has to be crafted on this planet. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so that said, offshore pumps. We're going to need those. And there it is. We got 2 foundries. Nice. I'm going to plug that puppy in here. Let it make whatever it's going to make there. Now the problem is we don't have any tungsten anywhere. Anywhere. Can I make a radar? I can. Let me make like 2 of those. And I'll make 4. 1 on each of the 4 winds. We're going to put 1. Here at this end. Right there, I guess. No. It's funny, on this planet you only need 2 solar panels to run it. Okay, so that should start looking around. 1 there. Close enough. Leave it right here. That guy. It's on my sideline, man. Leave it alone. There's some over here. Okay. That is a small demolisher. He only has 30,000 HP. 100% immune to fire, impact, lasers. 50% physical, 10% poison. 99% explosion? Jesus. Electrical, he is 20%. So we had electric ball. So basically everything. Yeah. Explosion 99%. Wow. Okay, so we see some tungsten here. Definitely gonna have to deal with that guy. Over there. Oh, there's another one. So what is he? That is a small demolisher. That's, at least he's small. I'll let that scan for a little bit. I guess to make more, I need more tungsten, but I guess the first thing I need to do is set up what I have. Let's see. Take those two. And it looks like I'm going to be tapping this. Oh, we could start over here. Yeah, this could work. Lava. Okay. And then we gotta do a foundry. So now we got that set up. Dumping our extra stone off in the lava. I'm gonna keep one box of stone just because it's like infinite stone apparently. Filling these things up. Maybe we need to do more. Have any more foundries, but I set it up so we could extend it out in theory. Does it make more? It did. I don't know how long this stuff's gonna last, but as soon as it's out of materials, I guess with that. So out of this, then what can we make with the foundry? All kinds of stuff, right? Well, what do we need to make for science? We need to make tungsten steel. And yeah. And I think that's unlocks everything on this planet then. But problem is I've got to kill this worm over here in order to get to that. That's not cool. Oh, there he is, right there. Yeah. I guess I need to set up an ambush for him. Okay, but we're filling up our molten things. I guess I should make some copper and stuff like that. Iron, copper, steel. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I guess we do a copper line or an iron line. Okay, sure. So we shouldn't need these anymore, but I'll leave them up for the moment. Carbon. Where do we get carbon at? Coal and sulfuric acid. And chemical plant. I don't know how much of this we got left, but a little bit. Alright, let's send the ship home and go get some red circuits. And I gotta think about what to do with this guy. Yeah, I think that's all I need is red circuits at this point to make it. stack of red circuits. Oh, let's make it 2 stacks. Oh, rocket capacity is 1,000, 5 stacks. Sure. Okay. Yeah, bring me 1,000. Go get it. Back a little bit. Alright, head back. Alright, where the hell is this guy? There he is. Come on, dude. Right in here. There you go. Perfect. Come on in. Oh. Oh. Happened. Okay. There he is. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that's mine now. Ew, what's that? Calcite, no calcite. Okay, so that's been learned. Now I can make tungsten ore. Okay. Okay, now I can make the science packs. There we go. So I just gotta build it out. Okay, so where were we? We basically got our basic, just all the basics are set up here. There's a few more things we can build. We got to build the science still for this planet, for Vulcanus. Choose your way of saying it. I've got to clean up this over here. This was kind of like, what the hell, let's get the oil started type thing. Now I need to formalize it more. I'm really liking how I can have all this power for almost nothing over here. Now, interestingly, these sulfuric acid things do have a yield, but it seems like I'm hardly using it. I did manage to kill one worm, so I've got access to the tungsten now over here. I see another calcite patch up there if we need it later. And there's more calcite, lots of calcite. Damn. Another little tungsten patch. Another one. So, who knows? We may end up killing a few more worms before we're done here, but it didn't seem terribly difficult to kill. So, here we go. I mean, we're doing great on power. Thing is, if it ever shut down, I'd have to set up solar power to reboot it. So I might look at creating something to auto-detect that problem and reboot. Yeah. Or at least give me a warning about it. Let's see. So we need to set all this stuff up in a more practical way. All right, I've got some plastic happening, some oil, but it's kind of not real great. Need to expand on this idea back here, which is the simple coal liquefaction. Gives me plenty of heavy oil, and I think there was a better recipe for this. But maybe not. Wait, there is. Coal liquefaction. That's what we're looking at. So that one gives you 90 heavy and 20 light right off the bat. But how do we get that? That's on like, oh, I got to do the actual science, right? I need 500 science for that. So maybe I need to just create 500 science, send that home, process it, and then get this. Because, yeah, I'm right there. So let's just make some science before we rip all this down and re-figure it out. Because I'd rather use that other method to do the job. So this over here is just the initial Foundry stuff. It's one of everything it can make. Just handy. Just as here's basic research. I mean, look at that. It's made so many pipe pieces and all this already. It's crazy. So convenient. I love this thing. Okay, so how do we make science now? We need to make 500 science, send that home, and do that. So science, the orange science, is molten copper, tungsten plate, and tungsten carbide. Well, we've got all that going, so let's just put this over here next to our copper for the moment. And we're just going to make science, right? It's science. So I'm going to request the things I can in there. Output the science in here. And then, of course, we got to build a rocket, which, of course, I used all the bits to make the rocket, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so I'll hook up that. And I guess just as a way to fire this up quickly, I'm going to tell it to read the ingredients of this recipe, pass them over to this box, and set the requests on it, which it will then start pulling the stuff over. Now, I should have tungsten available, but I don't for some reason. Why is that? Because I'm making it right here because I don't have tungsten ore. Why is that? There should be tungsten ore. I mean, I'm only mining the shit out of the tungsten ore. This is my... Oh, I lost connection to it. Okay. I do have one thing here. Let's see, can I put that down over here? Why is that one not plugged in? What? I have power. Don't have power here. Oh, I lost connection here. That's what happened. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now it should be bringing that stuff over. Ah, yes, here we go. So now it's making my stuff. So we need 500 of that. And then meanwhile, I gotta make a rocket. And I might have to go back and pick up rocket parts for that. Let's see. So let me turn on rocket silo. See if it'll give me the stuff for that. I guess we'll just stick the rocket silo behind here. That's fine. Alright, what am I missing for that? Missing the electric engine units. That's what I'm missing. And what do we need to make electric engine units? Did I use those up on something? Of course, of course. Or I could send the ship back to get more, but... lubricant engine units and electronic circuits. Okay, I mean, we've got lubricant, sort of, here. That'll get us through the moment. We need engine units. And then we could make the rest of it, right? Sort of. I mean, I got all the bits to make it with, so we should. Yeah. All that stuff's being made. It's just one engine unit. Okay, so we'll hook up a factory here. And we'll call this electric engine units. Okay, and so from that, we'll just set up a requester chest, and then we'll request the things that we need. Read the ingredients, set request, pretty easy. Alright, now we don't have either one of these, but we can do the similar thing. I'm going to just use a schematic I already have. Put it right here. Do not have these things. That sucks. Can I make them by hand? Oh, I can. Let's make 2. Okay, so we know we're going to need green circuits. So we'll set this one to green circuits. Turn that on. And then do we have everything for that? We do. So it's just going to start making green circuits. Alright. And then engine units. I think we have everything we need for that too. So where'd they go? No engine units. Why am I missing you? There they are. And turn that on. And yeah, we got everything for that too. So it's ready to go. And all of that brought to you by the great power of molten iron and copper. Pretty nice. Okay, so now eventually here I will have the things that I need to make this puppy. So I think what I'll do... How many green circuits does it take? It takes 2. Let's speed that up. No, it's not going to speed it up. It needs more. Alright, so this one we'll just set it to something bigger. There we go. And we'll turn off set requests. That way it just pumps them out. Oh, I see what it's doing. Let's turn off that for the moment. Okay. And we'll give my green circuits to you. There we go. Now we can turn this back on. Yeah, anyway, this all needs to get reorganized so that it makes sense. We probably also want to stop creating foundries. Or at least limit it to 1 stack. Okay. Is this thing sucking up... This is where I spent all of my engine units. Electric engine units was on this foundries thing. Which is why, even though I brought them with me, I don't have any. But it did allow me to set all of this up. How's our science coming along? Already up to 100, basically. Yeah, good. Okay, good. So right now we're just waiting for enough stuff to show up so that I can make a launch silo. That said, maybe what I'll do is I'll just copy it off at Nauvis. I'll just do Control-C. And then turn the map off, and we'll just say this is where it goes. It ain't here. Whenever it's available. Stick it right there or something. Anyway. And to that we will plug in. I wonder if you can do that. Yeah, it looks like you might be able to. So we'll just turn that on. The contents, read orbital requests, or none. I see. Well, that would be interesting, but apparently you cannot set the recipe. Alright, so we need blue, low density, and rocket fuel. Fine. 100 of each to make 1 rocket, so we're just going to set them to 1 rocket size. 100 blues. 100 low densities. And 100 rocket fuel. There we go. And that's one rocket launch right there. So at least it's pre-allocated. All right. All right. And then I guess what we could do, just to help this out, is I'll go ahead and make another one of these. Oh. Get it inside the area. Let's put it over here near the actual silo. There we go. I'm going to have to make another combinator. Alright, and we'll turn this into the actual silo itself. I think. Turn that on. And that'll request the bits for the silo. Alright, and then I can just put my bits. Oh, let me turn off my silo parts. I'll put my bits in here that would normally go to the silo. And there we go. And we'll just limit this to a stack size of 1. Alright, so that should get us a rocket ready to go. Whenever that gets built. Okay. Alright, and then once we have that science, initial science done, so what I want to do for the initial science is that coal liquefaction. Because that's going to give me the best return on oil right out the gate. So we'll do that. You know, cliff explosives would be kind of nice. What else can we do with orange? No, I guess we can up our low density structure productivity. Oh, that's kind of expensive. Hold on. What else can we do with that? I guess speed module 3 would be nice. Sure. Also expensive, but... Oh, I know what I want. Artillery and green belts. Let's do the green belts first. Then artillery. Yeah. Yeah. And then we'll do the low density structures, LDS. Oh, asteroid reprocessing. That's a huge one. Let's bump that up in the queue. That'll go into the next ship design. And yeah, I kind of like it. And then from here, we can just start picking stuff. But I think that gets us all the basic tech from this planet at that point. So end goal for this planet for me is to have a stable system set up that's self-sustaining, that has its own mall as much as is possible. And so it can just deal with itself, it can repair itself, it can ship me science and ship me foundries and ship me whatever stuff I can make here, right? Which what can we make here? Let's see, planets. Contains asteroids. Let's see recipes. So you get the green belts, which we have yet to unlock. You get the big miners, which you've already unlocked. We get the Foundry, which we've unlocked. Acid neutralization, the science. All right. And then you, from that science, we get asteroid reprocessing, coal liquefaction, potency structures, cliff explosives. Actually, one we want to queue up. Speed module 3s. That's probably good for the moment. Okay. Yeah. That one's 2,000. That's 500. That's 1,500. Yes. But this one's first. Okay. That gives us all the basic science that we're going to need from this planet moving forward. Now this one, I really want rail supports, but I can't get it till I get to Fulgora, which is this electromagnetic science, but that's fine, because that's where we're going next, right? And then that'll let me put the trains out over the open ocean. So it kind of seems like this is the order they meant you to go in. You can go the other way, and I've done that, but I think I'm going to start, if I keep playing from here on out, I'm going to probably start the direction I'm on now, because it leads into things that add to the Vulcanus science. So, yeah. Alright, so we start here, then we go to Fulgora, then we'll hit Gleba, and then on to Aquilo. That's the plan. And then from there we gotta build the baddest ass ship from hell there ever was, haha, and sail it to the solar system edge and beyond. And see if we can get to the shattered planet. We'll see. That's pretty rough ride out there. Pretty rough ride, for sure. They're still loading stuff? My, yeah. Oh. Really, you've got all the bits you need. Yeah. You just got to decide to switch off of one that you don't need at the moment, because it has to load 2 times the amount into one that you do. Can I make a green arm? I can make one of those. Sir, you have been upgraded. Please get your stacking done. Thank you. Alright, we're at 117, getting there. Alright, well, I'm going to pause the recording for a little bit while this gets done, and then pick it back up after the rocket's built, and we start doing the science. Alrighty.
The foundries are online. Tungsten production is steady, mostly. The power grid's holding. And I only had to die once to kill my first worm. By my standards, that's success. The rocket silo is nearly complete. Soon, I'll start sending Metallurgic Science back to Nauvis. Once the research comes through, Vulcanus should be self-sustaining. After that, Fulgora awaits. One planet down, several more to ruin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 12.